All my manifesting peeps, what is good? Welcome back to yours truly, Marvin's Room. Your man Marv back for another video, bringing y'all that fire content as always. To the new subscribers, welcome to the channel where we talk about all things law of attraction, law of assumption, helping you guys manifest using the power of up here and in here, not like the world teaches you for 18 years plus of your life. We're throwing all of that garbage out the window. And, on this channel, we teach you guys how to use your mind and heart. Work easy, work smarter, not harder to manifest the desires that you want in your life. Guys, today we're getting ready to get into a Neville Goddard passage from one of his lectures, I Am in You. And I want to talk to you guys about what he says. In my opinion, I'm going to read what he talks about as far as a specific person, and I'm going to kind of give you my thoughts behind what I believe he's saying, as well as, manifesting people who are in relationships, a specific person who might be in a relationship with other people. And I'm going to kind of tie it in together because I think that's a biggie. And obviously, anybody that follows law of attraction knows that, specific person is a really big thing that everybody's trying to manifest. So I kind of wanted to go into this passage of what Neville has to say about manifesting a specific person, and the ultimate question that you must ask yourself if you are in the process of currently manifesting a specific person that you want, whether they are single or whether they are in a relationship with somebody else. And then I'm going to give you my 2 cents after I talk about Neville. So guys, let's jump into Neville's excerpt from I Am in You. I'm going to read it, and then I'm going to break it down and give you guys my thoughts. All right. So let's jump right into it. So it reads as follows. I have heard them say there was only one man, either that man or no man, yet they have married another. What they really wanted was to be happily married. Claiming it had to be that man, I have asked. If he dropped dead right now, would you still have the urge for another companionship? If you would, then he is not the only man. Know what you want in life and do not condition it. If your desire is to be happily married, claim that you are. Guys, that is extremely powerful. Now, before I get ready to give you my soliloquy on breaking that down, let me read that one more time. I have heard them say there was only one man, which everybody says there is only one man. Oh, there's only one man. Oh, there's only one woman. Okay. Either that man or woman or no man or woman, yet they have married another. We hear this all the time. Oh, it's that one man, that one person. I need them. That's who I want. My eyes, my heart, my soul is set on that one person. Okay. We think it's that person, but it's really not. Okay. What they really wanted was to be happily married, claiming it had to be that man or that woman. I have asked, if he dropped dead right now, if she or she dropped dead right now, would you still have the urge for another companionship? If you would, if yes, then the person that you want to manifest so badly right now, whoever that person is, you really don't want them as bad as you think you do. You really don't. What you really want is to be married, happily married. And I think a lot of you guys are getting that confused. You're getting that confused. You think you're tying your happiness and your loving and your marriage and all that type of stuff to one person, thinking that that one person is going to bring you all of this happiness and everything. But in fact, that's not what you want. You just want to be happily married. So don't get those two things misconstrued. Don't get those two things confused, thinking that it has to be through this one person. You know what I mean? And like Neville just said, ask yourself, if that person dropped dead right now, would you have the companionship? Would you want companionship with another person? If that answer is no, then very well, it may be that this SP is the one that you really want to be with. But if the answer is, you would want somebody else, if that companionship didn't happen, then okay, maybe my desire, this intense, fervent passion that I have for this person is not what I think it is. Maybe I just want to be married. You know what I mean? And I think that's a huge realization and wake up call for a lot of people, is because I believe what Neville is saying is when manifesting a specific person, don't necessarily put a face behind it. You know what I mean? Don't put a face behind whoever it is that you're trying to manifest. Go to sleep with the feeling of what it is that you want, the feeling of being married. You know what I mean? Like Neville talks about before, you know, telling a woman, fall asleep with the wedding ring on your finger. You know, the desire, the feeling of being married is what you want, not necessarily it being tied to that specific person. You want the feeling, but understand that that feeling could come from, you know, there's over almost 8 billion people in the world. That feeling of being happily married, that feeling of having a family and children and all this good stuff, you know, the perfect life, that feeling could come from anyone. You know what I mean? So like Neville said, the ultimate question is, if your person dropped dead, you know, are you going to have this feeling for another person? You know what I mean? If so, which I feel like most of us, if we don't lie to ourselves and be true to ourselves, we would know, like, okay, yeah, like I could definitely see myself being with somebody else if my SP dropped dead right now. You know what I mean? So then if that's the case, take all of the weight off your shoulders and understand, like, it's not as serious, it's not as big of a deal as you're making it out to be. You know what I mean? And I think Neville manifested his second wife this way. You know what I mean? And I think when he's manifested his second wife this way, I think that he also applied the golden rule with it as well. You know, because I hear a lot of times, you know, other coaches maybe, or people in threads saying things like, you know, oh, you're supposed to just imagine your SP, you know, breaking up with whoever they are with, you know what I mean? And if you're doing that, you're not applying the golden rule. You know, like when Neville imagined himself with his wife, I don't think Neville went to sleep and imagined his SP getting a divorce or leaving whoever she was with at the time. He just imagined, you know, she was with him. You know what I mean? And so I want you guys to understand that, because me personally, again, I say this in a lot of my videos in the past, I don't believe there is necessarily a right and wrong way to do a lot of things in life. I believe there's a bunch of ways and you just choose whatever way you see fit. But me personally, if I had to go about it, I would apply the golden rule, as you guys know, from Neville and from basically all types of religions, because the golden rule is applied and it's all the same. Do unto others as you would want them to do to you. You know what I mean? So if you wouldn't want someone wishing you broke up with a specific person, wishing your relationship harm, why would you wish harm on your specific person's relationship if they're currently with someone else that you no longer want them to be with? I understand it hurts, but understand what you put out in the universe, in my opinion, you will also get back. You know what I mean? So if you're wishing for your SP to break up with somebody in a relationship, understand that could come back on you too. You know what I mean? It's a possibility, because all possibilities exist. So if that were to happen, don't be surprised if that happens. If you're wishing ill will that your SP, you know, gets a divorce or breaks up with their person in some dramatic fashion, or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? So if you wish that on them and it comes back on you, or say you get your SP back after you wish them to break up with their person, and then next thing you know, you get your SP back, and then you guys go through something crazy and dramatic. You know what I mean? Because that's the energy coming back on you because you wished it on another person. Or say if you're wishing that on another person, you get a new SP, and then, you know, something happens with your new SP and it doesn't work out, you know, because you're still wishing ill will. I'm a firm believer that whatever you wish on other people, you know what I mean, you're actually wishing that on yourself. And Florence Scovel Shinn talks about that in her book, The Game of Life and How to Play It. And I know a lot of you guys might not like hearing that. You know, you want to believe in law of assumption, whatever I assume is true. You know, some of you guys don't believe in karma, all of that good stuff. Like I said, there is no right or wrong. You know, whatever you want to believe in that. You know, I'm just the messenger explaining it, you know, the way that I believe and the way that I think Neville is trying to interpret it. Because like I said, I don't believe Neville, when he was manifesting his SP, I don't think he wished any ill will on his second wife in doing the manifestation. He just imagined himself with his second wife, but he didn't imagine, you know, the bad things happening to her and whoever, you know, she was with. He just imagined he was with her and let the universe take care of the how. You see the difference between that? He didn't manifest the bad stuff in his mind to see it happening, because that's ill intent. He let the universe He just imagined, he went straight to the end, imagined what he wanted, and he let the universe take care of how it happened. So it's not his karma because the universe did it. So it's up to the universe because he just went straight to the end. He didn't imagine how, what, all that type of stuff. And now if Neville had, in my opinion, if Neville had went to sleep and was thinking about, all of this bad stuff happening to his SP's current, boyfriend or husband, whatever the case may be, then that would have been totally different. You know what I mean? But he didn't do that. He didn't wish any ill will. He didn't, do that sort of visualization. He just went to the end and imagined, okay, yeah, I'm with her. And then let the universe take care of, the how of bringing them together and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to hop on here, man, and make this video real quick because I think this excerpt is really powerful in what Neville talks about, manifesting a specific person, because this shows that Neville didn't put a face. Neville clearly is saying, don't put a face, don't put a person necessarily to your image, to your scene, because we think what it is that we want. We think it's that person we want, but it's really not. What we really want is we really just want to be happily married for the next, 30, 40, 50 years, however much longer we are on earth. That's really what we want. But we get so tied down into tying it to a specific person. Now, will it be that specific person? Sometimes it will be, you know what I mean? But can it also be somebody else? Absolutely. But like Neville said, ask yourself the golden question to go along with the golden rule. If this person that I'm trying to manifest so bad drop dead today, would I want companionship with another person? Is there other people out there that I would probably want companionship with? And if you be real with yourself and look in the mirror, that question should solve all your answers. And then you should know from there whether you should continue to pursue that SP or whether you should continue to or fall back or change SP or whatever the case may be. But ultimately, I'm on the same page with Noah. I think you should more so, instead of necessarily manifesting a SP, I think you should just focus on yourself and focus on when you're going to sleep at night and living in the end and doing your end scene, you should just go to sleep with that feeling of feeling so much of like that, just feeling of fervent, unconditional love. Just feel that feeling of being unconditionally loved by a person, you know what I mean, that loves you for you, that you are already happily married. Go to sleep and feel that feeling without having a face attached to it. If you can go to sleep, and I think if people took this approach, I think you would see manifestations potentially happening a hell of a lot faster. But because people are tying a specific person to that outcome, it's kind of like delaying the process because you're saying it has to be that person. It has to be that person. But the truth of the reality is for everybody, it might not be that person you want to manifest. And that's okay. You got to be okay with understanding like, yo, this person that I was so like laser focused on. I mean, I've worked with people all over the world now for the past couple of years, and I see it. Some people are so fixated on that one person, but then after they do the work, heal, you know what I mean? They realize, oh shit, I don't even want that person no more. You know what I mean? I thought I'd wanted them, but now I'm so healed. I'm so on a higher level. Like, I don't even want that person. That person is no longer, because like I said in some of my other videos, the person that you desired when you were down here on this level, when you heal and your self-concept increases and now you're up here, you may no longer desire that person. So guess what? A new person is going to come that may be even better. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that, but I want you guys to also be very careful, like I said earlier, in trying to get in between and wishing and hoping that someone breaks up with whoever they're dealing with as well. Because like I said, I made another video on that, and if I can find it, I'll tag it at the end of this video. But I made another video talking about that, how you don't want to wish ill will on a specific person who is in another relationship with somebody else, because that 100% could come back on you. All right, guys. So hopefully this video helped you, giving you some insight in what Neville had to say about imagining an SP and bringing it to the light. And, hopefully you got some gems, some jewels always from the God from today's video. All right, guys. It's been your man Marv once again, back for another episode of Marv's Room. Check you guys next time. You know where, you know when.